I extend Independence greetings to all citizens and residents of our beloved St. Kitts and Nevis. The achievement of independence is a most significant development in the life of a nation. It marks a critical inflection point on the journey of a nation-state. St. Kitts and Nevis on the 19th September 1983 became a sovereign nation-state. Now, 41 years after, we are at a propitious moment of reflection, retrospection, introspection, and prospection. As we reflect on our journey to nationhood, we have, for the most part, built on the good foundation bequeathed to us. Much progress has been made, and yet so much more needs to be done with the urgency of now. Our St. Kitts and Nevis has reached an unprecedented level of decline in the critical areas of life and living, particularly in the past 2 years. At 41, St. Kitts and Nevis is in a sad and unfortunate state. The signs of decay and decline are everywhere. Our streets are fast becoming too risky as the potholes get larger and more threatening from country to town. Our schools are in dilapidated conditions, and after 2 years, we are yet to rebuild the wing of the Joshua Obadiah Williams Primary School, which was devastated by fire. Our hospitals are no longer safe havens for the sick, as too many avoidable deaths are taking place. Frequent wrong diagnoses are leading to wrong treatment and threats to our people's lives. At the Mary Charles Hospital, the pharmacy remains closed. Our High Court building on East Independence Square Street has been abandoned, and the government of the day makes no effort to renovate and bring our High Court back in service at its historic hallowed grounds. Law and order are being weaponized by a morally bankrupt government that ignores the very laws it is morally and legally bound to follow. The Procurement Act, for example, is set aside as the administration uses the illicit awards of contracts which are grossly overpriced to facilitate kickbacks. The Attorney General was found by the High Court to have broken the law multiple times, and he has neither apologized nor resigned. In a normal democracy in the British Commonwealth, the Attorney General would have resigned or would have been censured. Decency and common sense have been expelled by the Jew government. Millions of dollars have been unaccounted for with respect to the water tank project, and the museum project, with its massive costs and extended time, demands an independent inquiry. Independence 1983 was our country's most celebrated period in its modern evolution. It was an occasion of great expectations. Come 41 years after, and our people have lost hope in the incompetent leadership of the government, and there is more despair than hope of betterment. Today as we speak, life is real hard and getting more difficult, not by the day, but by the hour. More families are finding it extremely difficult to cope. The cost of living is much too high. Meantime, many more are becoming malnourished as the cost of food elevates beyond their ability to pay. Violent crimes and murders in particular have elevated from all-time lows to extreme highs. Assassination-style murders have traumatized our nation and destabilize our families and communities. The victims include a 9-year-old student, women, political activists, artists, all in the prime of their lives. In the face of this wanton murderous attack on the nation's state, the present inept administration has no viable solution and no reassurance for our people. The truth is that the Jew administration is in denial, fast asleep, while our people are under violent attack. This government has failed in its most fundamental duty, to keep our people and country safe. It is inconceivable that a Prime Minister and Minister of National Security would take an extended vacation at public expense while his people's blood gushes in our streets. In contrast, United Kingdom's Prime Minister recently suspended his leave in the wake of protests at home. Leadership matters because it makes a positive difference. In St. Kitts and Nevis, the void of leadership is the result not only of incompetence and arrogance, but of the lack of readiness and capability of the government to lead on fundamental issues that are undermining the fabric of our society. Our country is reeling out of control, with its economy is in shambles. Our CBI program, which was once the platinum brand, among all CBI programs in the region, has been relegated to the least preferred status at the bottom of the ladder of regional CBI programs. The incompetent Jew administration failed to build on the most buoyant and successful program which they inherited. Their foolish revisionist policies and erratic policy changes, the weaponization of the CBI against political opponents, the ill-conceived decision to name a convicted fraudster as the face of our CBI program, the encouragement and political involvement in a RICO lawsuit, and the illegal sharing of CBI files to third parties have all damaged our CBI brand, leading to the loss of the major revenue earner for the country. Meanwhile, tourism lags behind. The tourist spend is at an all-time low. Foreign investment is non-existent. No new hotels. The cruise sector is experiencing its worst time, and Port Zante, as a result, is becoming a ghost town. Businesses are closing. Times are real hard. The cannabis industry is stillborn, notwithstanding the excessive 15-member board, overpaid, with a minister of government double-dipping at the public purse. The manufacturing sector is shrinking, and the inept and disconnected administration is way out of its depth. Our agricultural sector is underperforming. Farmers and their families are hurting, and so too are our fisherfolks. The incompetence of the Minister of Agriculture is widely known, as is the conflict of interest under which he operates. The band-aid solutions clearly are not working. The unfair and unethical competition which farmers face from corruptible individuals in that industry warrants urgent independent inquiry and correction. To add insult to injury, ready-made alternative energy projects left by the Team Unity administration are being abandoned as the corrupt Jew government seeks to wheel and deal. Greed, duplicity, corruption are part of the way the Jew administration seems to do things. Something must be in it for them. Meanwhile, the incompetent and divisive government has removed thousands of vulnerable and poor persons from the strong safety nets carefully thought out and sustained by the Team Unity administration, which I had the honor to lead. The cruel act of political vandalism orchestrated against persons on the PAP program, Peace and Explorers Club, have caused the level of indigence in our nation to elevate, with consequential high levels of anxiety, stress, and crime. Our country, St. Kitts and Nevis, needs urgent redemption. Indeed, all hands are required on deck to save St. Kitts and Nevis. Independence 41 is as propitious a time as any to begin this rescue mission. As we reflect on our independence journey and we look forward to a better day, we can recommit to redeeming the times. We can take inspiration from the Herculean efforts of our forebears to transform our lives through self-governance and independence. We owe it to them to honor their visionary work in carrying out plans for our political independence. We can make all of our people proud if we create opportunity for all our beloved sons and daughters to excel and make a success of their lives. We can make them proud if we genuinely strive to put our country above self and country above political party. We can provide the opportunity for our people to find high-paying jobs, secure a plot of land, build or purchase a home, and own and manage their own successful businesses. Our people still yearn for a fair deal in this our land of birth. Kittitians and Nevisians must never be treated like second-class citizens in this our land of birth. We must never be forced to take the back seat in our country behind corrupt leaders who favor financial alliances with special interest groups without any lasting ties to our nation. We in St. Kitts and Nevis can still become the model of a well-managed nation-state. Our children can still aspire to receive the best education in the world and become global citizens who are able to compete with or outshine the very best. We in St. Kitts and Nevis, with the right leadership, can better utilize our natural resources to sustain a higher standard of living. With this visionary thinking, my administration contracted to build the largest solar plant in the region, right here in St. Kitts and Nevis. St. Kitts and Nevis would have been the #1 regional territory in the production of green energy. Alas, those who succeeded us have made a mockery of this project, and the high cost of electricity is causing real difficulties for our households and businesses. Yes, leadership does matter. Our nation deserves so much better than what we now have. We can tear down the barriers of political division and victimization and create a land of beauty in which democracy and freedom are being enlarged and meritocracy looms large in the governance and government of our country. Yes, we can be unified. We can end the political victimization and its destructive impact on national productivity and unity. We need all to contribute to the best of their ability. We can live peaceably as one. We are decent people first, and members of political parties thereafter. And this is why the People's Labour Party welcomes all men and women of goodwill and their families and friends to unite with us to build a more prosperous, civil, just, and peaceful St. Kitts and Nevis. This is why we continue to fight to expand democracy, freedom, and prosperity for all in St. Kitts and Nevis. And yes, we will fight for a free and unbiased media and an independent judiciary and parliament. While the last 2 years have set us back and retarded progress, we can look beyond the paralysis, the division and chaos of this aberration called the due administration to a better day, where each of us will be endeavoring for and achieving a superior quality of life. We can look forward to making St. Kitts and Nevis our Garden of Eden, flourishing, booming, exciting, with opportunities for all. The People's Labour Party has long been committed to this positive view of St. Kitts and Nevis. We encourage all to come help us, help our country of St. Kitts and Nevis to become not just a better place, but our Garden of Eden, a safe, wonderful, and blessed nation state. With the hope of a better country, I extend best wishes to our nation state of St. Kitts and Nevis on behalf of my family and our PLP family. I urge all of us to unite with the People's Labour Party to save our country from a failed and despicable administration, and in so doing, to stop the economic malaise and slippage, to save lives, keep us safe, and secure a far better future for the good people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We, Kittitians and Nevisians, we deserve no less. Happy Independence 41. I thank you, and may God save our nation.